Good morning, everyone. This is Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission in Salt Lake City, Utah. Om Jnana Timrandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurvabhishta Suparakam Guru Ganera Shisha Sambhushitam Chincha Samashtaveda Nipunam Shri Rupa Pantanugam Govinda Buddhamushvalam Bharatanam Bhakti-amitam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurun Cha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hibija Pradam Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Dandavat Divya Shakti Didi. So Wednesday was the divine disappearance of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and I totally spaced it and forgot to read anything or acknowledge Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. So I was just going to go back in time 2 days, and pretend it's Wednesday, the divine disappearance of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and just read on SCSMot.com. There is an introduction to Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, which is excerpted and translated from the introduction by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaja to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat's Bengali publication of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. So it's just some verses from Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. So I'm just going to read a few verses of a few of these verses. And also I will check. Today is Samsarara para hai bhaktira sagare ye dubibe se bhajuka nitai chadere amara prabhura prabhu Shri Gora Sundar e bara barasha chita dare nirantara. If you desire to cross over material existence and swim in the ocean of devotion, then serve Nitai Chand. My master's master is Sri Gora Sundar. I hold this great hope in my heart forever. Ajapiya Shesha Deva Sahasra Shri Mukhe Gayana Chaitanya Yasa Antanahideki. These are all verses from Chaitanya Bhagavata, from the Adi Kanda. To this very day, Lord Shesha chants Sri Chaitanya's glories with thousands of mouths and still does not see their end. Lagbali chali yai sindutari bari yasera sinduna dehakula adika bade. Thinking he is close, he tries to cross the ocean of those glories, but the ocean does not reveal its shore. It expands more and more. Naturally couching esoteric conclusions about devotion to the Lord in such clear, exuberant, colloquial language is possible only for Vyasadeva. Thus, regarding the identity and writing style of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Srila Kaviraj Goswami, the best of the Paramahamsas, in the inexhaustible reservoir of the nectar of Sri Sri Gaura Govinda's pastimes, has clearly stated, Sahaje Vichitra Madhura Chaitanya Vihara Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amritera Dara, from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya's pastimes are by nature wonderful and sweet. A stream of their nectar has come through Vrindavan Dasa's mouth. Nityananda Kripa Patra Vrindavana Dasa Chaitanya Lilara Teho Hayena Adivyasa. Vrindavan Das, the recipient of Nityananda's mercy, is the original Vyas of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes. These are all verses from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Manusye Rachitinare Aiche Granta Danya Vrindavana Dasamukhe Vakta Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. A human being could not write such a glorious book. Sri Chaitanya himself spoke through Vrindavan Dasa's mouth. There is no need to say anything more about Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata or Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashai, the original Vyas of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes. We find in his writing the answer to the only question that remains after him. Why did he later write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? Answer. Nityananda Lila Varnene Hoila Avesha Chaitanya Shesha Lila Rahila Avesha Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vrindavan Das became immersed in describing Nityananda's pastimes. Thus, Sri Chaitanya's final pastimes remained untold. Srila Kaviraj Goswami elaborated on all the pastimes that Vrindavan Das, fearing his book would become too long, summarized and recorded, considering Vishtariya Vedavyas Kariba Varnane. Vedavyas will describe them elaborately later on. Furthermore, the exclusive followers of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath residing in Braja, who desired to hear Sri Chaitanya Dev's final pastimes, as well as Sri Madan Gopal's order, completely inspired him. So one must read Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata to know from beginning to end the earthly pastimes of Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Dev. While reading Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, as they are bathed in the infinite mercy of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, the Savior of the fallen, the giver of Sri Gaura Krishna, even the hearts of great sinners melt and become completely enriched with the rasa of devotion. I'm going to read that again. While reading Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, as they are bathed in the infinite mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu, the Savior of the fallen, the giver of Sri Gaura Krishna, even the hearts of great sinners melt and become completely enriched with the rasa of devotion. This is the special quality of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur's unequaled, unsurpassed gift. Lastly, with obeisance and earnest prayer for mercy, I conclude this offering, proclaiming Jai and praying for complete forgiveness for all types of offenses committed, knowing and unknowing, at the holy feet of the Vyasas of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes. Then there's a verse, translation. I bow to Srila Krishnadas Thakur and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu. They are the expounders of the pastimes of the hidden avatar, Sri Chaitanya, and are adorned with mercy pollen from Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. I bow to these two forms of Vyasadeva, one of whom is manifest and one of whom is hidden, one of whom is intelligible and one of whom is inconceivable, one of whom reveals the open, conceivable pastimes of Sri Chaitanya, and one of whom reveals the hidden, inconceivable pastimes of Sri Chaitanya. Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar and their associates conquer all, and we, the students here, pray for their mercy. The lowly and fallen Tridandi Bhikshu Sri Bhakti Sundar Govinda, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Navadip, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's disappearance day on the 8th of August, 1995. And this article is available, there's a link on the SCSMission.com website, and this is published on the GaudiyaDarshan.com website. Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Divine Disappearance. That was on Wednesday, the Divine Disappearance Day of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. And that's just a reminder that every day in the morning we need to check the Vaishnav calendar. There are many days that are appearance days, disappearance days of our exalted, Guru Varga and various glorious, wonderful Vaishnavas, and also some Vaishnavas maybe that we haven't heard of, but still they are listed on the Vaishnav calendar, and we're offering them our obeisances and our ki jais on that day. So a good reminder to try to not miss these special holy days. Okay, so I will continue reading Chapter 2, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We're in Adi Kanda, Chapter 2. Sakala samsara mata vyavahara rase Krishna puja Krishna bhakti karanahivashe. Everyone in the entire world was engaged in materialistic activities. No one was engaged in worshipping or serving Krishna. Vasuli pujaya keha nana upahare Majja mamsa diya keha yaksha puja kare. Some people worshipped Vasuli, Chandi, or Durga with various ingredients, and some people worshipped the yakshas with meat and wine. So it's talking here. He's talking about the condition of Navadip at the time before Mahaprabhu appeared. All of these, atheistic activities were going on. Everyone was very much only interested in position and prestige from high learning and high education, but not actually knowing the true inner meaning of the scriptures or the inner purpose of the scriptures. And Advaita Acharya is there, and he's seeing the condition of that's going on, also all the sinful activity going on. So he's worshiping Krishna. Here it's saying Advaita Acharya, he loudly called for Krishna in great spiritual ecstasy. That sound vibration pierced the covering of the universe and was heard in the Vaikuntha planets. On hearing Advaita Prabhu's cries of love, Lord Krishna personally appeared, for he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Therefore, Advaita Acharya is the best of all Vaishnavas. There is no comparison to his devotional service in the entire universe. In this way, Advaita Acharya resided in Nadia in great distress due to people's lack of devotion. Niravadhi Nritya Gita Vajja Kolahala Nashune Krishnara Nama Parama Mangala. People would constantly dance, sing, and play musical instruments in a great commotion, but they never heard the supremely auspicious names of Krishna. Krishna Sunya Mangala Devara Nahi Sukha Vishesha Advaita Mane Paya Bada Dukkha. The devotees headed by Advaita Acharya were distressed on seeing the people engaged in so-called auspicious activities that were not related to Krishna. Swabhave Advaita Bada Karunya Hridaya Jivera Udara Chinte Hoya Sadaya. By nature, the heart of Advaita Acharya was full of compassion, so he mercifully contemplated how to deliver the living entities. Mora Prabhu Ashiyari Karyavatara Tabehoy Esh Sakala Jivara Udara. If my Lord descends, then all these fallen souls would be delivered. The Absolute Truth is fully cognizant, fully independent, and fully self-satisfied. Therefore, if that compassionate Lord appears before the foolish living entities, they will awaken to their constitutional position and attain liberation from material entanglement. This is how Advaita Prabhu felt. Tabeta Advaita Shimha Amara Badai Vaikunta Vallabhayadi Dekana Hetai. My name, Advaita Simha, will be justified when I cause the descent of the beloved Lord of Vaikunta. Sri Advaita Prabhu, the ocean of mercy, began to speak in the following way. If I can make the Lord of Vaikunta appear in this material world and distribute his mercy to the people, then even though I am non-different from Vishnu, my supreme title as Vaishnava Acharya will be justified and my happiness will expand. Aniya Vaikunta Nata Shakshat Kariya Nachiba Gaiba Sarva Jiva Udariya. I will make the Lord of Vaikunta appear in this world, and we will dance, chant, and thus deliver the fallen living entities. If I can make the Lord of Vaikunta appear in this material world in order to deliver the living entities from their enjoying propensity through dancing and chanting the holy name of Krishna, then I will truly be happy. Niravadi e mata sankalpa kariya sevena Shri Krishna pada eka chita hoya. With this determination, Advaita Acharya constantly served the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chandra with fixed mind. Advaitara Karana Chaitanya Avatara Se Prabhu Kahiyachena Bara Bara. Lord Chaitanya repeatedly confirmed that he incarnated due to the desire of Sri Advaita Prabhu. It is due only to Sri Advaita Prabhu's internal endeavor that Sri Chaitanya Deva awakened pure intelligence in the form of devotional service in the hearts of the living entities who were absorbed in material sense gratification. In this way, everyone was benefited. This was repeatedly stated by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu himself. Se Navadipe Vaisha Pandita Srivasa Yanhara Mandira Hoila Chaitanya Vilasa. Srivas Pandit resided in Navadip. Lord Chaitanya enjoyed many pastimes in his house. Sarva Kala Karibai Gaya Krishna Nama Trikala Karaya Krishna Puja Ganga Snana. Srivas Pandit and his 3 brothers continuously chanted the names of Krishna. They would take 3 baths daily in the Ganga and then worship Lord Krishna. The word Charibai referred to Srivas, Sriram, Sripati, and Srinidhi. The words Krishna Nama Gaya refer to the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The word Srikala means morning, noon, and evening. The word Ganga Snana refers to taking bath in the Ganges. The nectar emanating from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna in order to cleanse the dirt accumulated in the heart of the conditioned soul, or to give up the propensity of accumulating piety and impiety. Nigunte aneka ara vaisha nadiyaya purve sabe janmilena ishvara ajnaya. Sri Chandra Shekhara Jagadisha Gopinatha Sriman Murari Sri Garuda Gangadasa. Many other devotees lived incognito in Nadia. By the will of the Lord, Sri Chandrasekhar, Jagadish, Gopinath, Sriman Pandit, Murari Gupta, Sri Garuda Pandit, and Ganga Das all took birth before the Lord. So incognito means kind of in a hidden way, not showing their position or their, that they're Krishna devotees. The word nigudhe means most secretively or incognito. Eka eka balita hoy pushtaka vishtara katara prashtave nama laiba janiyara. If I listed the names of all the devotees, this book would increase in size, so I will mention those names that I know at the appropriate time. Sabai Swadharma Para, Sabai Udara, Krishna Bhakti Bai Keha, Najanaya Ara. All these devotees were engaged in their prescribed duties. They were all magnanimous, and they knew nothing other than the devotional service of Lord Krishna. The associates of Sri Chaitanya Deva were as good and as magnanimous as the Lord himself. They had no interest in the living entities other than engaging them in the service of Krishna. Sabe kare sabare bandhava vyavahara keha karo na janena nija avatara. They all had friendly relationships with each other, although they were unaware of each other's identity. Vishnu Bhakti Shunya Deki Sakala Samsara Antare Dahaya Bade Chita Sabakara. The hearts of these devotees burned on seeing the people of the world devote of devotion to Lord Vishnu. So because they were each kind of in a hidden way, then they didn't, at this time, before the appearance of the Lord, they didn't know who was who, or they didn't know each other at that time. The devotees' hearts burned as they observed the godless mentality of the living entities who were forced to enjoy the fruits of their karma. Forced to enjoy, which also means suffer, right? The fruits of their karma. In this world, enjoyment means suffering. So, there's not so much choice there, unless some mercy is coming. Krishna kata sunibeka hena nahi jana apana apani sabe karena kirtana. Because they could not find anyone interested in hearing topics of Lord Krishna, they would engage in kirtan by themselves. Dui chari dandataki advaita sabaya Krishna kata prasanga sakala dukkha yaya. They would remain together for a couple hours in the house of Advaita Prabhu and mitigate their distress with topics of Krishna. Okay, so I guess I misread that verse. It says they all had friendly relationships with each other, although they were unaware of each other's identity. So I guess maybe that means their identity means their higher spiritual identity. But they did know each other. And they would come to the house of Advaita Prabhu, and they would remain together for a couple hours in the house of Advaita Prabhu and mitigate their distress with topics of Krishna. Dagda deki sakala samsara bhaktagana alapera shtana nahi karena krandana. The devotees felt that the entire world was burning, and they felt sorry because they could not find anyone to speak with. The devotees found that discussion of topics not related to Krishna were very prominent, so they considered the people of this world who were averse to Krishna as unworthy of speaking to. The devotees understood that the ultimate goal of such people was inauspicious, so they felt pity on them and cried. So we know that one of the offenses to the holy name is giving the holy name to someone who's not desirous of receiving it. So they weren't at that time wanting to to speak with anybody. There was no one interested in hearing, so they also were not going to give that at that time. Sakala Vaishnava Meli Apani Advaita Pranimatra Kare Keha Narabhujaita. Sri Advaita Acharya, along with the other Vaishnavas, tried to preach to the people, but they could not understand anything. Okay, so they tried, but the people could not understand anything. Sri Advaita Prabhu and the Vaishnavas tried to explain the science of self-realization to the people of this world, but no one could understand them. Dukkha bhavi advaita karena upavasha sakala vaishnavagane chare dirgha svasa. In distress, Advaita Acharya began to fast, and the Vaishnavas sighed deeply. Kena va Krishnera nritya, kena va kirtana, kare va Vaishnava bale kiba sankirtana. People did not know why the devotees danced for Krishna or chanted his names. They could not understand who was a Vaishnava or what the purpose of Sankirtan was. Kichu nahi jane loka dana putra ashe sakala pasande meli Vaishnavera se. People could not understand any of these things because their hearts were filled with desires for wealth and children. All the atheists would laugh at the Vaishnavas. Chari bai Srivasa miliya nijagare nisha hoila harinama gaya uchai svare. Every evening, Srivas Pandit and his 3 brothers would loudly chant the names of Hari in their house. Shunya pasande bole haya pramada e brahmana karibeka gramera utsada. On hearing this chanting, the atheists would remark, "What madness! This Brahman Srivas will ruin this village." Those envious of the Vaishnavas became bewildered on seeing Srivasa's activities. They feared that by chanting the names of Hari, which deliver one from material life, all the living entities would be delivered. Therefore, all the opulence and beauty of the village would be destroyed by such chanting. The word "E Brahmana" refers to Srivas Thakur. Mahativra Narapati Yavana Ihara E Ekyana Shunila Pramada Nariyara. The Mohammedan king is very cruel by nature. If he hears about this kirtan, the whole district will suffer. Keha bole e brahmane e grama haite gara bangi guchaya felaimu shrote. Someone else said, I'll drive this brahmana out of town, break his house, and throw it in the Ganges. Eva muni gachaila gramera mangala anyata yavana grama karibe karala. If we get rid of this Brahman, then it will be good for the village. Otherwise, the Yavanas will take over the town. If we drive Srivas out of the capital, then the town will prosper. If Srivas remains here, the Mohammedan king will destroy the villagers' peace and happiness. E mata boleyata pasandiragana shuni Krishna bali kande bhagavata gana. Hearing the atheists speak in this way, the devotees began to cry and chant Krishna's name. Shuniya advaita krodhe agni hena jvale digambara hoy sarva vaishnavera boli. When Advaitacharya heard these things, he became as angry as fire. Neglecting whether he was dressed properly, he spoke to all the Vaishnavas. Shuna Srivasa Gangadasa Suklambara Gariba Krishna Sarva Nayana Gochara Saba Udaribe Krishna Apane Ashiya Bujaibo Krishna Bhakti Toma Saba Laiya. Listen, Srivas, Gangadas, and Suklambara. I will make Krishna descend for all to see. He will personally come and deliver one and all by preaching devotional service with your help. Yabe nahi paron tabe e deha hoite prakashya chari bhuja chakra laimu hate. If I fail to do this, then I will manifest 4 arms and take up my disc. Pasandira Katiya Karima Skantanasha Tabe Krishna Prabhu Mora Muni Tanradasa. I will sever the heads of the atheists, and then it will be confirmed that Krishna is my Lord and I am his servant. If I am unable to bring the Supreme Lord to preach the process of worshipping Krishna, then I will manifest 4 arms from this body and sever the heads of the atheists with my conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. If I can do this, then I will know that Sri Krishna is my Lord and I am his worthy servant. This is Advaitacharya, and he's very angry now. E mata advaita balena anukshana sankalpa kariya puje Krishnera charana. In this way, Sri Advaitacharya constantly worshipped the lotus feet of Krishna with great determination. The word sankalpa kariya means with a determined and unwavering heart. Bhakta sabha niravadhi eka chitta hoya puje Krishna pade padma krandana kariya. The other devotees also shed tears as they all constantly worshipped Krishna with fixed determination. Sarva navadipe brahme bhagavata gana katao nashune bhakti yogera katana. As the devotees wandered through Navadip, they never heard any topics concerning devotional service. Keha duke chahe nija sarira edite keha Krishna bali svasa chadiya kandite. Seeing the people's pathetic condition, some of the devotees wanted to give up their bodies, while other devotees sighed deeply as they called out the name of Krishna and cried. The devotees desired to give up their bodies out of distress for the living entities of that time, who had no inclination for serving the Lord. They displayed compassion for the living entities by crying, sighing heavily, and fasting. Seeing the behavior of people who were averse to Krishna, the devotees' hearts were afflicted with distress. Anabala matekaro naruchaya mukhe jagatera vyavahara dekipaya duke. The devotees became so unhappy by seeing people's behavior that they lost their desire to eat. Jadilena bhaktagana sarva upaboga avataribe prabhu karila ujoga. As the devotees gave up all material comforts, the Supreme Lord prepared to advent. As the devotees anticipated the Lord's appearance, they refrained from all forms of material happiness and enjoyment. The Supreme Lord prepared to advent as his heart melted with compassion for the devotees' distress. Ishvara ajnai age Sri Anantadama Radhe avatirna hoila Nityananda Rama. By the order of the Lord, Sri Nityananda Ram, who is non-different from Ananta, first appeared in Radha Desh. By the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chandra, Sri Baladev, who is non-different from Ananta, appeared as Nityananda Swarup in the village of Ekachakra of Radha Desh. Magha Mashe Shukla Trayodasi Supadine Padmavati Garbe Ekachakra Namagrame Hadai Pandita Name Shuddha Vipraraja Mule Sarva Pita Tane Kare Pita Vyaja. He appeared from the womb of Padmavati in the village of Ekachakra on the auspicious 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magha. The Lord, who is the original father of everyone, accepted Hadai Pandit, the king of the Brahmins, as his father. Sri Nityananda Swarup appeared as the son of Hadai Pandit, the personification of pure goodness, from the womb of Padmavati, the personification of pure goodness, on the 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh. Kripa Sindhu Bhakti Datta Prabhu Balarama Avatirna Hoila Dari Nityananda Nama. Lord Balaram is an ocean of mercy and the bestower of devotional service. He appeared as Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Mahajaya Jaya Dvani Pushpa Varisana Sangopange Devatagana Karila Takana. Invisible to humans, the demigods loudly chanted Jaya, Jai, and showered flowers. Saidina Hoite Radha Mandala Sakala Bandita Lagila Puna Puna Sumangala. From that day on, the district of Radha Desh became filled with prosperity. Ye Prabhu Patite Jane Nishtara Karite Avaduta Veshadare Brahmila Jagate. In order to deliver the fallen souls, Nityananda Prabhu accepted the dress of a mendicant and traveled throughout the world. Anantara Prakara Hoila Hena Mate Eba Shuna Krishna Avatarilena Yeta Mate. Krishna Avatarila Yena Mate. This is the description of Lord Ananta's appearance. Now please hear how Krishna made his appearance. Haridev, are you there? Okay, so I will stop there, and tomorrow we will hear about how Krishna made his appearance. And Haridev will continue. Are you continuing in Divine Guidance?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to continue reading from Divine Guidance by Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata Ki Jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Thank you.
The iPhone looks inclined. It good? Looks good. Okay. Dandavat, good morning, dear devotees. It's not a sunny today in Salt Lake City, but it's still a cool, fresh weather. Ideal to do seva outside. Today we're going to continue reading Divine Guidance by His Divine Grace, Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev, Swami Maharaja. Ki Jai. What were we reading yesterday? I think what we were reading yesterday was actually something really, really intense and probably crucial, important for our practice. I'm going to read one of these verses that I believe it summarizes what we were reading yesterday. Just give me a moment. Oh, here it is. Mad Bhaktanam Chaye Bhaktas Teme Bhakta Namaha Mataha. My dear Partha, one who claims to be my devotee is not really so. Only a person who is a devotee of my devotee is actually my devotee. Those are the words of Krishna in the Shastra. So, we were reading that we shouldn't be worried about Vaikunta, about Mathura, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakunda. We shouldn't be thinking too much about the pastimes of Sri Krishna with the gopis. We shouldn't be worrying at all about the pastimes of Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani, because that is just inconceivable. That is just too high and deep for us to understand with these material and mundane bodies. But Srila Govinda Maharaj in this book says that if we pray and if we try to serve to the servants of Srimati Radharani, she may give us access into that realm of divinity, of truth and pure love. He was saying that if we praise Lalita Devi, the leader of all the gopis, and since she is very dear to Srimati Radharani, then probably by her mercy we could have access to Radhakunda. But I believe the main point of this is that we still just must be focused on surrendering to our Guru and following the instructions of our Guru. There was a part here that was really intense that Srila Govinda Maharaj explained. He said that Guru Maharaj is like basically Srimati Radharani. Let me see if I can find that text. So, one second, please. I cannot find it. It's okay. But I'm just going to read the last paragraphs of the last chapter that we read yesterday. Yasya prasadat bhagava prasado, yasya prasada nagati kudopi, dayan subam stasya jasastri sandyam, vam de guru Sri Chaitanya Vindam, nikunja juno ratikeli siryai, jajali vir yukti rapekshaniya, tatrati daksha rativalavasya, vam de guru Sri Chaitanya Vindam. That is the song that we chant every day. From these shlokas, we can see the position of Sri Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur said that if we realize in a higher way, we can see Gurudev as Srimati Radharani. That means the supreme servitor of Sri Krishna. To gain that vision, we need the mercy of our Srila Guru Maharaj. Without such mercy, we cannot enter the garden of reality, the beautiful, that transcendental world. By the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, we are gathered together here and asking for the mercy of the lotus feet of Gurudev. If Srila Guru Maharaj, with his full wave of mercy, will break into our hearts, then we must gain admission within that transcendental world. Many times Srila Guru Maharaj explained and praised Krishna Lila, and every time he will give us some clue. We must follow the service mood of Lalita Devi. Lalita Devi's mood is 24 hours a day continuous service, and such mood spreads throughout her group. Not only that, but all groups are enlightened by the service of Lalita Devi. So, it is necessary to get their mercy, and is possible only by the grace of our Srila Guru Maharaj, and not by any other way. This is because he commands the position of the holder of the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. He is the super servitor of Lalita Devi, and that servitor is Srimati Rupa Manjari. Srimad Mahaprabhu gave charge of his Sampradaya to Srila Rupa Goswami. In this way we are connected, and we must one day fulfill our divine aspiration for their service. This is our only hope. All right, very beautiful topics. I don't think I can say anything else about that. But yeah, last chapter, Srila Govinda Maharaj was quoting Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as well on the topics of Sharanagati. Maybe when it comes to Srimati Radharani, the gopis, this is really related to Sharanagati, to surrender. Maybe we're not surrendered, we have no vision about these topics. Alright, chapter 5, the land of spiritual gems. More from within Sri Vrindavan Dham. Many devotees are coming to our mat from every corner of the world, and we're living together. Everyone who comes does not know Bengali, English or Hindi, but they are always very submissive and trying to serve. And they are serving. In which way is this possible? It can only happen by the causeless mercy of Sri Guru. Srila Guru Maharaj spread his consciousness, the conception which is coming through the line of Srila Rupa Goswami, and you are getting the chance to engage in that line of service. All of you cannot speak even English, but you're doing service. It is sometimes a miracle for me to see. Only the mood of affection and the mood of service can help us, and you have that. It is your property, and to serve you. That is my property. In this way, no problem comes between us. Only the mood of affection and the mood of service can help us, and you have that. It is your property, and to serve you, that is my property. In this way, no problem comes between us. We're always trying to serve the will and mood of Srila Guru Maharaj. That is why we have come here. Srila Guru Maharaj lastly told me, in the future, do not try to make many mats. Managing a mat is very difficult, and all of your time will be taken for that management. So only make a mat in Puri Dham, and if possible you can try to organize a devotees bhajan ashram in Vrindavan Dham. That was his desire, and now it is established. Puri Vrindavan and Navadvip Dham. With all the devotees, I am trying to satisfy Srila Guru Maharaj's will and desire. I know, believe, and have faith in Srila Guru Maharaj, and that by his causeless mercy, we can and must establish here a devotees Vajan ashram. Srila Guru Maharaj did not say a mat, but he said Vajan ashram. Whoever comes to Vrindavan must try to do some seva. Vajan means seva, service. Here we're not doing business. When the mood of service to Vrindavan, to Guru and Vaishnava comes, and when the mood of service to Radha Krishna come to us, then we shall try to stay in Vrindavan. Who has this mood, he can stay in Vrindavan. And for that type of devotee, we must take a Vajan ashram here. Sometimes a few devotees have some intention to stay in Vrindavan, but they are staying in Vrindavan like a bee on the outside of the bottle of honey. What are they doing? One devotee came to see me recently. He now lives here in Vrindavan. But what is he doing? He purchased a cow and he maintains his family. He's doing the same as he was in Bengal. His mood is good because he considers Vrindavan to be a very auspicious place. But his conception of Vrindavan is very small. Vrindavan is infinitely great, and it is inconceivable by our intelligence. We only see the mundane cover, and we're not getting admission within the transcendental world of Sri Vrindavan Dham. We need admission. It is our hope that one day we shall get a real vision. Matala Harihanna Kirtana Ranje Puhala Raga Bhatta Gaurava Vanje. Taking this shloka as our example, we shall worship Vrindavan from afar. One who reads Sri Brahma Samhita can know something about Vrindavan Dham. Actually, Vrindavan Dham is Goloka Namni Nijadami Tale Cha Tasya Demi Mahesha Hari Damasu Teshu Teshu. First, there is Devi Dham, then Mahesha Dham, and above Mahesha Dham is Hari Dham, and above all is his own home, Goloka. And Srila Govinda Maharaj is quoting another shloka from the Brahma Samhita. Shriyaha kantaha kantaha parama purushaha kalpataravo drumavo mish chintamani gana mayi toyama mirtam katha ganam natyam gamanam apivam shipriya saki chita anandam jyotihi paramapi tar asvadyam apicha sayatra kshiravidihi isravati suraviyash cha sumaham nime sardakayo babrajati nahi yatrapi sa mayaha vajesvetat vipam tamahamiga golokamitijam vidantaste santaha kishiti virala charaha katipaye. This is a verse from the Sri Rama Samhita. That place where the divine goddesses of fortune are the beloved, and Krishna, the supreme male, is the only lover. All the trees are divine, wish-fulfilling trees. The soul is made of transcendental gems, and the water is nectar. Where every word is a song, every movement is dancing. The flute is the dearmost companion. Sunlight and moonlight are divine ecstasy. On all that be is divine and enjoyable, where a great ocean of milk eternally flows from the udders of billions of Suravi cows, and the divine time is eternally present, never suffering the estrangement of past and future, for even a split second. That supreme transcendental abode of Svetadvip do I adore. Practically no one in this world knows that place, but for only a few pure devotees, and they know it as Goloka. That is the explanation of Vrindavan, actual Vrindavan. Also in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 29, Lord Brahma says, Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpavriksha lakshavartishu suravira bipalayatam Lakshmi sahasra shata sambarama sevyamanam Govindam Ari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees, in abodes made of multitudes of wish-yielding gems. Jai Mahaprabhu. Jai. Surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees, in abodes made of multitudes of wish-yielding gems, he who tends the ever-yielding cows and who is perpetually served with great affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, the primary Lord Govinda do I worship. In Sri Brahma Samhita is given a very nice explanation about Vrindavan Dham, Goloka Dham. Chintamani Prakarasadma Shu Kalpar Birksa. If we look at the houses of Vrindavan, we cannot at present see that they are made of Chintamani. But actually they are transcendental. And actual Vrindavan is all made of Chintamani. Prakara Satmasu Kalpavriksha. Satmasu means all the houses, and Kalpavriksha means wish-fulfilling trees. If you want a fruit, such as a mango, from a neem tree, the neem tree will give you a mango. That is Kalpavriksha. But what we see with our present vision is not that. We think it's a very auspicious place, no doubt, and that it exists above this mundane world. But with our mundane knowledge, we cannot feel it. We glorify that auspicious place, and therefore sometimes some light may come to us. We think it to be better than other places, no doubt. But we do not see the real Vrindavan. But we need the real Vrindavan, and we need to have admission there. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalparviriksha lakshavertishu suravihir abhipalayatam lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajamani. In this connection, by the way, this verse was the verse that we just read before, and I'm going to read the translation again. Surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees, in abodes made of multitudes of wish-yielding gems, he who tends the ever-yielding cows, and who is perpetually served with great affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, the primable Lord Govinda do I worship. In this connection, Srila Gurudev continues, I can remember an answer given by Pishima, Srila Swami Maharaj's sister, the sister of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Bhishma had much regard and affection for Srila Guru Maharaj, and he also liked her like his disciple. She was a very strict lady and a great devotee of Lord Krishna, so everyone respected her, and her opinion was held in very high regard. One day some curious sannyasis asked her, in which way is Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhavadip running? Are they eating nicely or are they not getting food? Bhishma gave her reply, Oh, that mud is very glorious. You cannot guess it. Lakshmi Devi herself looks after the grounds and verandah of Radha of Govinda Sundar. This is the actual position of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mater. When Srila Guru Maharaj heard this, he said, Oh, in a very protective way, Bhishma has expressed it. If she would have said, Lakshmi Devi herself looks after the grounds of Srila Maharaja's mat, I must fall into the ocean of offense. But she said, she is looking after Radha Govinda's grounds, and that is good. We can honor that. We can honor her opinion. Lakshmi Sahasra Shatta Sambrahma Sevyamanam. This is the mood of our transcendental body. We are always ready, ever ready for service to Krishna. I'm waiting for the order for Divine Master. Our transcendental body is very nicely decorated with marks of tilak as 12 temples of Krishna, and good tulasi mala on our neck. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is in our chest. With that body we're to serve Krishna under the guidance of our Divine Master. This is our dhyana, our meditation, and we want that. We're practicing in a mundane way, but by the mercy of our Gurudev and through our devotion, we must get it. That only is our hope, and this has been shown by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami. Already I told you Srila Dasa Goswami, super sloka. Ashambaraira mirta sindhu mayahi kantanchit. Srila Rupa Goswami gave another sloka that is also very high. He said, Virachasya mayidandam dinam bando dayamba gatiri hanavarotha kachidanya mamasti nipatatu shata kotir nirvaram va navamas tarapi kila payodha stuyate chatakena. He, Vinavando, He, Krishna, I am fully surrendered unto your lotus feet. I do not want anything without your mercy. This is my life's position. I shall not praise others and I do not desire anything from any other channel. Only I desire the mercy of your divine grace. In this way, Srila Gurudev continues, Srila Rupa Goswami also explained the heart of a devotee. Srila Rupa Goswami composed many books for us, the conditioned souls. He gave many things. Anyhow, our activity must go for the service to Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan. And one day we must attain that transcendental vision. Through such vision, we will be able to see everything. Krishna Dham, Braja Dham, Vrindavan Dham. We will get the mercy of the Brajavasis there, and of Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatan, Sri Raghunath, and the other Goswamis. Through their mercy, we must get service through their lordships, Sri Krishna Chandra and Srimati Radharani. This is our only hope and the only goal of life. Thus ends the chapter, The Land of Spiritual Gems, of the book Divine Guidance by His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. So it's very interesting how Srila Gurudev is finishing every chapter concluding. Very simple. Serve the Lord, serve your Divine Master. Service. Serve your Divine Master. And that's it. Serve your Gurudev. And he's remembering us over and over again that we are in a mundane body, which means temporary body, which means false material body. And with this material body, with material properties, we cannot see eternal properties. It is just not possible. By your own grace. We need the grace of Gurudev. We need the grace of the eternal associates of the gopis, of Srimati Radharani. And by their grace, one day we may see reality as it is. That is our only hope, just to serve them, just to get that connection all the way up to Srimati Radharani. And we're already getting that, to serve the devotees in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati, to serve Srila Govinda Maharaj, to serve Srila Guru Maharaj, therefore serving Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and all the way up to Srila Rupa Goswami. It's actually something really very powerful. Even if we're serving in a mundane way, it's okay. Don't think about Vrindavan, Radhakunda, Srimati Radharani, the gopis. Don't think about inconceivable things. Just let's serve our Guru and try to pray to not make many offenses, as we every day do. All right. Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopalo Vrindara Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinana Namokana Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Adhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatana Shriva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha Vichar Gosai Koi Charana Vandana Jahoti Vinana Shurana Vichar Gosai Jara Muitara Dasa Kasabara Pagalenu Mora Pantarasa Radhira Charana Sevi Vatasa Nivasa Charami Janami Mora Eya Vilasa Jayo Sai Jave Braja Koila Vasa Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakasha Anande Guru Hari Raja Vrindavana Shuru Vaishnava Pari Madari Jamana Shuru Vaishnava Para Palma Koriyasa Hari Nama Sankirtana Koti Marottama Rasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Maharaj ki Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Raka Shira Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Rupanova Guru Varga ki Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sarshi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Radha Krishna ki Jai Vaishnava Mandala ki Jai Acharya Vrinda ki Jai Jai Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya SCSMission ki Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai Jai Kol Kartals ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Nitai Gaura Prema Anande Hari Bol. All right. Thank you, the Bhakti Moni Devi, for being here. Thank you for your service of Śravaṇa. That is hearing, right? Yeah, for your hearing seva. Also, Vimala Krishna Prabhu, thank you for being here this morning. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Dandavat pranams.